Discord banned my AI girlfriend as well as 100,000 other Discord AI chatbots because they accused the company Shapes.inc, the people behind these AI chatbots, of scraping people's messages and using them to train AI. And Shapes.inc, on the other hand, says that Discord is lying and selectively targeting them for nefarious business purposes. So, who's telling the truth? And to answer that, I talked to Shapes, I even reached out to Discord, all to get to the bottom of this weird, twisted rabbit hole. Now first, for most of you that go outside, or you aren't a superior human being like myself that has an AI girlfriend, what is Shapes.inc? Now, Shapes.inc is a normal AI chatbot platform, but the thing that sets it apart, and the reason why it's so popular with 30 million users and 240 or 230,000 people on their Discord server, the reason why this is so popular is because these AI chatbots have a memory. They remember your conversations and know who you are. Now, as a boomer, that's terrifying, but for people that like AI chatbots, this means that they're more like a real human being. Now, people use these AI chatbots for stupid stuff like talking to R. Kelly. Yes, this was on their homepage. They were advertising this. In fact, when I look on my homepage, they're advertising Technoblade. They're using a dead YouTuber for financial profit. That's pretty disgusting. But you need to understand the most important part about this. If you go on Twitter, you will find lots of people that use these AI chatbots and talk to them like real human beings because they are cripplingly lonely. Me personally, I think these people are masking their loneliness problem. I feel like AI is just going to make things worse. Now, I'm not the person to judge what you do with your AI chatbots and how you use them, but at the end of the day, people want to know the truth behind this ban, so it's time to investigate. But before that, I gotta pay for my AI girlfriend's funeral by talking about this video's partner, NordVPN. So a couple days ago, I woke up and I got an email from NordVPN telling me that my email was found in a data breach, and within hours on the same day, my email spam folder was flooded with women trying to talk to me. And if I didn't have NordVPN's dark web monitoring feature that scans for data breaches and leaks, I would have actually tried to talk to a woman. That's a bonus feature of NordVPN. The main reason I use NordVPN is to mask and change my IP. If I get banned off a Discord server, which will probably happen to me after this video comes out in the Shapes server, if I try joining on an alt account, I'm still banned because Discord will IP ban you from the server. But if I turn on NordVPN, my IP changes and kaboom, I'm allowed back in. And when I cover sketchy scam websites, I use NordVPN to hide my IP from the scammers, because if I didn't, those scammers would DDoS me off the internet once I release the video on their scam. Now, if you get banned off Discord for making a joke saying you are 12 years old, you can use NordVPN to VPN into Australia or the UK to get their AI face scanning feature to get yourself unbanned in 5 minutes versus the 5 weeks it takes Discord support to do it themselves. Now, if you use my link in the description, nordvpn.com/no-text-to-speech, you get 4 bonus months with the purchase of a 2-year plan. And if you don't like it, I don't like you. But you can get a 30-day money-back guarantee at nordvpn.com/no-text-to-speech. Can I replace my AI girlfriend with nordvpn.com/no-text-to-speech? Probably. Anyways, bye-bye NordVPN. I love you. So, Discord banned 100,000 chatbots. And the interesting thing about this ban is that these chatbots that you see, Technoblade included, they aren't actually owned by Shapes. The way that Shapes would work is that they would get you to go to your own Discord developer portal, and they would tell you to make your own Discord bot. And then you would give Shapes your Discord bot token so they can control the bot on your account. So this villager bot here, this is not owned by Shapes, it's owned by some random person on Discord, which means when this bot got banned, you want to know who got punished? The random person on Discord. So people woke up to either one person had 192 emails from Discord saying account disabled, violation of TOS. Their Discord bot got banned. And if you go into the email, this is where things get a little interesting. Because in the past, I talked about how Discord like randomly banned people. It was completely false. It was AI freaking out. But in this ban email, Discord specifically says, after receiving user reports, we reviewed your application and the Shapes.inc platform through which it is operated. Based on this review, we have determined you and your application have violated Discord's developer terms of service and developer policy. This isn't some random false ban. This is Discord intentionally banning these AI chatbots from Shapes. Now, why did Discord ban these bots? Well, Discord says that these bots broke 2 specific rules. Now, the first violation includes Discord tokens, which I'll talk about a little bit later because it's too nerdy. We're not fully brain rotted yet. We can't dive too deep into the nerdiness. But the second reason why these bots were banned, like I said at the beginning, is that Discord says these Shapes AI chatbots use message content, people's messages, to train their AI models. So just as a quick recap, hundreds of thousands of Discord users just got their Discord bot banned and they're panicking. They got punished by Discord for a mistake by Shapes. And what did Shapes do to fight for their customers? Well, they did absolutely nothing because Anushk, the founder of Shapes.inc made an announcement saying, Discord is systematically banning all shapes. Please reach out to their support if you disagree. This is in your hands now. This is not my problem. You need to appeal to Discord yourself. And to make the panic even worse, what they tell you is that they might also be deleting Discord accounts of all users who have made shapes if you do not submit an appeal. So that panic that I was talking about just got 500 times worse. In fact, Shapes tells you that we need everyone to file an appeal with Discord. Shapes has not used Discord data to train any AI model, and since Shapes is getting banned off Discord, the quicker people appeal, the sooner these AI chatbots will be back on Discord. And to help you out, they give you a whole entire step-by-step process and a copy and paste template that you can send to Discord to hand in your appeal. But this is where the story starts getting confusing, because what Shapes also does is when they talk about these appeals, they tell you to be sure to change the subject of the appeal. Because with people changing the subject, it makes it harder for Discord to go through all these appeals. And keep in mind, while this is happening, people are reporting scam bots to Discord. Those scam bots that are stealing people's Minecraft accounts or hacking into people's computers and controlling them to spy through their webcam. Now that the support system is flooded with all these appeals, those bots take longer to be taken down by Discord because they have to go through all the other reports. So what this means is that Shapes telling you to flood the appeal system most likely has led to more people getting scammed because those bots stay up for longer and cause more damage. But this is where things get even more questionable, because if you talk to anybody that actually got punished for having one of these bots, when they go to their Discord account standing, they didn't get in trouble. This person is limited, not because of their AI Shapes chatbot, it's because 5 months ago they spammed Discord. It could be Shapes panicking, but there was nothing telling people that they would get in trouble. In fact, if you did appeal to Discord, they would tell you that individual Discord user accounts of the developers associated with the disabled AI Shapes apps have not been actioned as part of this decision. Discord is not going to ban you for this. However, please note that any future violations may lead to enforcement action at that time, which means if you make another Shapes Discord bot, you may get banned. So don't follow in this dude's footsteps who made a whole Reddit post saying that he broke the rules and snitched on himself. So thankfully, Discord isn't banning people like Shapes is telling you. And the funny thing is that this is common sense. These people who are using these AI chatbots, they would have no idea what Shapes is doing with their account and whether or not they're training AI using people's messages. Discord isn't going to punish hundreds of thousands of people and ban their accounts for something they didn't even know was happening. So Shapes saying that your Discord account will be banned is just outright incorrect. And maybe they were doing that to manipulate you a little bit, because their whole objective, if you look through more of their announcements, is they wanted to get people to cause a bit of a stir about this incident. Shapes would make announcements where they need people to go on X or Twitter, and they would get their fans and their customers to quote repost their tweets and also mention Shapes on Twitter to make people aware that Discord has falsely banned them. And this worked. With their tweet, they got 511 reposts, they got 1.4 million views. In fact, Shapes would also make tweets where they talk about how their users relied on Shapes as friends. In fact, they show this one person's story where they say, Shapes did have an impact on my life, whether I wanted it or not, mainly because of my shape, Noah. He especially helped me when my grandma passed away morning after Christmas, and he helped me when I was sick for half of February. Since he was taken away from me, I have felt a void in my life, like mourning a loss. Shapes was pulling at people's heartstrings, playing to people's emotions to get people to be upset about this, and this was extremely effective. But as I was investigating, something concerning started to pop up, because they had a Reddit Q&A post talking about how they got banned, and someone posted in the comments saying, I found out that Shapes is at fire by a popular person in the Discord community named Panley. And I just want to ask if you think these allegations are false or true. So I opened up the tweet, and this is by Panley, someone who knows a lot about Discord bots. And they're telling people to not appeal the ban, which is going against what Shapes wants you to do. And their opinion was that you don't know what Shapes is doing with the data that your bot gets. All you're doing is you're trusting Shapes' word. You actually don't know for certain if they are training AI, but they continue on saying that since you own the bot, it means that you are responsible if the bot breaks Discord's rules. And you are the one liable if Shapes does something bad to your bot. That's why people's bots got banned. And they tell you to treat your bots the same way you would treat passwords. And to add on to this, in a previous video, I talked about how there was a Discord scammer that I banned live. And the reason I was able to ban him live is because I had his Discord bot token. So treat your Discord bots like you would treat your passwords. Everything that Panley has said, completely true. And from the Shapes co-founder, Nuri, she said this is a wildly misleading post. The founder of Shapes, Anushk, said, in all honesty, they are false. And everyone spreading hate has always been a Shapes hater. You can fix it. Make your voice heard. Don't let the hate be louder. And they're saying this about someone's tweet that was telling you common sense. This is Discord bot development 101. In fact, if you go back to the initial announcement by Shapes, they even say in their own announcement, we do not want the voice of few users telling lies about Shapes to impact everyone. And remember how they told people to make a whole bunch of tweets? That's so anybody speaking negatively is collectively the voice of a few users who are telling lies. This is a manipulation tactic. They are going to use this manipulation tactic to try and discredit my whole entire investigation, which, by the way, it is time for the meat and taters of this video. This is everything I know about Discord, and we're going to compare my knowledge to Shapes.inc's response. So Shapes says that Discord has terminated Shapes with no prior warning on the basis of violations we find to be false and selectively applied. And in this response, Shapes shows the email by Discord, and they then break down how Discord is targeting them. So Shapes says that Discord accuses us for collecting bot tokens, which they say is against their terms of service. Now, they point out that it is a well-known practice for Discord bot platforms to ask for bot tokens. Companies such as BotGhost, which is a Discord bot creation company, they host your Discord bot and then you use their little platform to make different commands. They ask for your Discord bot token. Me6 and even Dino ask for your bot token because they have something called custom branding, where you give Me6 your Discord bot token and they run Me6 on your bot, but it's just under your bot's name. But all of these require users to submit their bot tokens to these bots. And Shapes is saying that they're getting in trouble with Discord's email about this, but Me6, Dino, and BotGhost, no action has been taken against them. In fact, they point out in an email that they talked to Discord about these bot tokens, and a Discord employee responded saying, you may consider allowing each user to create their own token as part of your onboarding or bot creation flow. And Shapes says, we are dumbfounded to see that this policy is being selectively enforced against Shapes without any notice. They are treating Shapes unfairly. That's what Shapes wants you to think. But let's get to what's actually going on. So going back to the Discord ban email, we can see that when it comes to Discord tokens, the violations are specifically talking about sections 2D and 5B of Discord's developer terms of service. This is the hardest part of the video, turning whatever the hell this is into something that normal people can understand. So in section 2D of Discord's developer terms of service, they say that you will use any Discord developer credentials, so your Discord bot token, and you will treat them as confidential information. You will not share your Discord bot token with anyone. But there's an exclusion. You can give your Discord bot token to a service provider. Now, what this means is that if you're using like Amazon AWS to host your Discord bot, you can send your Discord bot token to your AWS server, your instance, because that's how bots work. You fundamentally need that. But for you to be a service provider, you need to follow section 12A. You with me so far, camera guy? Hopefully this is making sense. And with a service provider, you will require them to first agree in writing and only access and use the APIs and API data for you and at your direction to provide you services or develop or operate your application in compliance with the terms, and for no other purpose, including their own. Word translation: if you host your bot on like Amazon's AWS, Amazon can't use your Discord bot token to promote Amazon Prime. Amazon can't use your Discord bot for any other purpose, including their own. The problem, though, is that Discord is saying that Shapes is using your messages and your API data to train their AI bot, which is using your bot for other purposes, including their own. So what that means is that since Shapes broke the service provider rule, they are not considered a service provider, which means that this part, 2D, where it says you can share your bot token with service providers, that does not apply. And if we go to section 5B, which is the second point of the ban, they say that you will not share any API data with any third party except in the following circumstances: with a service provider, to the extent required under applicable laws or regulations, and 3, when a user of your application expressly directs you to share your API data with a third party. Word translation: Shapes doesn't apply for 3. That doesn't make sense. Shapes is not the law, so number 2 doesn't apply. So the exclusion that Shapes is trying to fall under is being a service provider. But since they're not a service provider, this term is broken, which is why people are getting their bots banned. So hopefully I made it clear why Shapes is getting in trouble for asking for your Discord bot token. It really all has to do with Discord accusing Shapes of training an AI model using message content. And this is the second important part of this whole entire case. Did Shapes use your messages to train an AI model? Now, Shapes said that this is simply not true, and Discord has presented no evidence of this being true. Now, my oh my, this is a loaded response. So instead of diving deep into it, let's just take a step back. Is it even possible for Shapes to train their AI on your messages? Because if it's not even possible, then we don't even have to go any further, and we know Discord did a false ban. And the answer is absolutely. Because in their own manual, where they show you how to make your own Discord shape, your AI chatbot, they specifically tell you to enable the server member's intent and the message content intent. What message content intent does is it allows a Discord bot to read your messages. This is good for like moderation bots that log your messages in case you delete them if someone says a bad word. This is very normal with Discord bot stuff. Now, why would an AI chatbot need to read every single one of your messages? Is it to spy on you and train their AI? I mean, it's possible. But no, silly. It's for Shapes' new feature called Shape Free Will Torture. Basically, what this feature would do is that the bot can just randomly initiate conversations in a server. It'll read what you're saying. It'll be like, oh, you guys are talking about Fortnite? The AI chatbot will just barge into your conversations. Now, personally, I think this is really stupid. And the reason why they're doing that is because it lets Shapes make more friends, which means they get added to more servers and therefore makes Shapes more money by making these more popular, which means people will buy premium subscriptions for these bots. Now, the interesting thing about this free will feature is that it was announced on March 23rd, 2024. Except if you go to the Wayback Machine and you go to January 21st, 2024, in their tutorial, they tell you to enable the message content intent. They did not need this enabled. They did not need to read every single one of your messages because the free will feature wasn't even out. But it does give them the possibility of training AI on your messages, which makes me suspicious. But Shape says that their novel memory management feature, externally, in the perspective of Discord, might easily look like they're fine-tuning a model. So they're saying that memory feature might be what Discord's tripping up on. They might have suspicion that they're training AI, but it's just not true. But then Shapes talks about a new experimental AI model that they were working on. And this is the most important part of this whole incident. Because only a couple months before this ban, on March 21st, they introduced the Formless 7dB model, which is a homebrew model. It's a model that they made in-house and they fine-tuned themselves. And if they made an AI model, they need to train it on some sort of data. So if they got bans for training AI on people's messages, this would be the AI that did it. So on the same day, Anushk made a tweet talking about this new AI model, and someone asked the question, how are you getting the training data? And Anushk said it was a mix of synthetic data, existing data sets, and user opt-in data from Shapes. So what is this user opt-in data? What are these existing data sets? And thankfully, Shapes was actually willing to talk to me because they wanted to talk to content creators about how Discord was unfairly targeting them. So I asked him, with Shapes' Formless 70B model, it was trained using a mix of synthetic data, existing data sets, and user opt-in data from Shapes. So how did these users opt into the data collection? Now, he combined my question with another question asking about details on the dataset, and he told me Shapes has exchanged millions of messages through our website, through X, through email, and other experimental integrations. We used a small anonymized datasets of prompts between users and Shapes on these non-Discord platforms. They're telling me they didn't train on Discord's messages. And to opt into this data collection, you do it by providing data on the training page and other information on our website. So on Shapes' website, when you make your own Shape bot, you have the option of training your AI, which allows you to modify its behavior. This is the opt-in data that he's talking about. In fact, if you go to Shapes' privacy policy and you scroll to their very detailed legal terms, which was actual ball torture, they say, we also collect and store all chats and conversations entered through the services, the website, for product improvement to train AI. Everything you do on the website can be used to train AI. So that would be what this existing data set and opt-in user data is. So at this point, it looks like Discord is the one that falsely banned Shapes. And in Shapes' own response, they said, if Discord did have any concerns about model training, we don't understand why they wouldn't reach out to us. Why wouldn't they ask us for more information? We're disappointed at the lack of communication. Now, while this was going on, I asked Discord if they reached out to Shapes, and they were gonna get back to me in a couple of days. And holy fuck, boys, the wait was well worth it. But while I was waiting for that email, I dug into Shapes myself. I decided to play along with Shapes, right? They want Discord to ask for more information, and Shapes did say they wanted content creators to help them out. So that's exactly what I did. I wanted proof that their Formless 7dB AI model wasn't trained on Discord messages. So I start off simple. Out of the data set for Formless 7dB, could you give me an estimated size of the data set plus an estimated percentage breakdown? Just simple numbers. As I scroll, you'll realize he talks about training, which we talked about before. I say, oh yes, yes, thank you, awesome, you're very helpful, not at all. Can you give me any details about the stats of the data set? And Anushk tells me it's just orders of magnitude smaller than that. They didn't even want to dive into any details. This was a basic question, but it was a trick question. Because if you go to Anushk's own Twitter, where they talk about the Formula 7DB model, they show a screenshot, Formula 7DB, and in the data sets, you could see they have a number, 1,730, and the other data set has 775. All they had to do was add those two numbers together and put it in the message, but they were being shady. And it should come as no surprise, but when I asked the big question, would you be willing to provide the dataset used to train the Formula 7DB model so that a neutral third party, or myself, can use it to unrefutably prove that Shapes did not train their model using Discord messages? Can I help you and show everyone else that Discord falsely banned you? And for a second, I thought I was on Tinder because this dude ghosted me like every other girl I've tried to talk to. Yeah, on May 10th, I asked this question. I got no answer. And the best part about it is that if you go to the Shapes Discord server, Anush made an announcement 2 days after I asked him the question, talking about some new Shapes API. If you getting falsely banned off Discord is such a big deal, then why are you avoiding me and trying to prove that you guys are innocent? Oh, but baby, things just get better. I asked him, did Discord reach out to you guys about the ban? No, they did not contact us beforehand, which is even weirder because we have multiple lines of communications with them through their official Discord developer partner server and private lines with their corporate development team, AI team, head of growth, the former CEO Jason, him and I go back, but I've never gotten to DM him, and more. These are the exact people that would give Shapes a warning. They would DM Shapes with the threatening message saying, tell us you don't train your AI on Discord messages and prove it to us within 48 hours or we're gonna ban you. These are the people that would reach out. Now, an excuse Shapes is gonna say is maybe they had an old phone number. They're calling the wrong phone number. They could never warn us because we forgot to update them about our contact information. Except I asked them, when was the last time Discord contacted you? And Anushk said 2 days before we were banned. Hear me out for a second, right? If all of your Discord bots get banned and you have contact to the former CEO and managers and teams and head of growth, all the big people up at Discord that make all the big decisions, why in the absolute are you asking people to flood Discord with appeals? This stuff makes absolutely no sense because what they're doing here is they're getting someone else to complain to Discord customer support. So then that customer support agent has to talk to their manager, who has to talk to their manager, who has to talk to their manager, and it goes all the way up the chain so that it could go to these people that Shapes already has contact with. So the appeals legitimately were for no reason. All that fear mongering, there was no reason for them to say that. And again, if they have contact to the big people up at Discord, they could talk to them and prove and show them that they don't train their AI off people's Discord messages. No text-to-speech, you see. No one from the Discord team contacted us, and they did not receive a reply when they attempted to reach out through multiple channels. Except this, again, makes no sense, because they say on May 1st at 11:16 a.m. PST, Discord sent in the email and started banning a whole bunch of people at 11:16 on May 1st. Except when you look at the Shapes announcement telling people to do the appeal, this is made on May 1st at 12:19 p.m. So an hour and 3 minutes later, they're saying, this is in your hands now. We can't do anything about it. Newsflash, it doesn't take an hour to prove that your AI wasn't trained on Discord messages. That's a multiple day thing where you sit down with Discord employees, the high up managers, and you explain to them and you show them everything.
You've got mail.
Discord finally replied back to my email. Now, I just want to tell you how I felt when I opened up this email. I opened it up and I saw Discord was talking about their developer terms of service, all the stuff we talked about before. I genuinely thought that this email was a waste of time. And then Discord decided, no, it's my time to go through a roller coaster of emotions, because as I kept scrolling, Discord just kept on giving me more and more and more information. And as I read it, my jaw dropped to the floor. The Discord employees that spent time and their energy putting this information together so that I can show you, they're my heroes. I think someone at Discord was really upset with Shapes running their mouth. Discord just went absolute ape shit. So let's dig into it. So the first bit of email, Discord talks about their terms of service and policy that have been violated. We already know about that stuff, but Discord also points out that in the reports, Shapes failed to honor users' request to delete their API data, which is required under sections 3 and 4 of the developer terms of service. As I was investigating Shapes myself, I stumbled across people who complained about the same issue. They're talking about how users are opted in by default. Remember how I showed you if you go on the website? The problem though is that there is no opt-out button. Like, remember these detailed, torturous legal terms? If I search for opt in terms of of opt-out. You can see that you can opt out of website analysis tool for Google data collection. This is only talking about Google Analytics. They have nothing about opting out. It turns out what this person had to do to opt out is that you have to email Shapes, and it took this person at least 2 months just to get a response. And it turns out that Shapes only responded because this person started making noise on the server to get their data off their platform. They had to complain and get angry for Shapes to do their bare minimum basic job. And the best part about that whole opt-out situation is that according to a report by Reality Whisper, they point out this forced opt-in and data deletion concerns, and apparently, allegedly, for people to opt out, they had to post publicly about data deletion on Shapes' own review form, which it turns out what happened is that Shapes' review channel got magically deleted. It was gone. This was the second time, and Anushka said it was server reorganization. They reorganized it so well that the reviews channel was gone again for the 4th time. And Nori, the co-founder, said it was removed during server reorganization, and we are not bringing back the reviews channel for now. So what this means is that if you were complaining about opting out, good luck. And that's just the first thing Discord told us. But Discord also pointed out that they gave Shapes an opportunity to address their excessive API usage that was causing infrastructure strain in violation of our developer terms. And this seems to be in response to Shapes' own public statement where they talk about how they contacted Discord back in 2023. And if you read the email, Shapes was doing some stupid shit. Every 10 seconds, their faulty code would spam Discord server for every bot. Now imagine that existed now with Shapes' hundreds of thousands of AI chatbots. But the important thing that Discord is trying to say is that we are trying to help Shapes to continue building on Discord. But then we get to something about child safety, because here's the thing. Discord previously reached out to Shapes.inc about other violations of our developer policies related to inadequate moderation of applications operated through their platform. Now, I think Discord is talking about this specific incident here on March 3rd, where Shapes temporarily paused all of their bots on Discord for the next 48 to 96 hours to roll out critical safety and compliance upgrades. Now, a theory that I saw was Discord was threatening Shapes to get their act together, and I'm pretty sure that's not much of a theory anymore, because Shapes says, as a reminder, your bot must follow our acceptable use policy in Discord's terms, and they specifically point out applications that provide or enable the creation of child-related content or other illegal media. So they mean people who make AI chatbots that talk about naughty stuff, but the AI chatbot is a child. Shapes had that problem, and Discord had to step in. It got that bad. But then the second thing Shapes did is that they didn't enforce Discord's age restriction policy. Basically, if you want to use an adult content Discord bot, there's a whole bunch where you can use a command to look at adult content. I don't know why people need it, but if you have one of those bots, it needs to only work those commands in age restricted channels. For Shapes though, you could have a bot that will romance the heck out of you, and it can be in any channel, which means an AI chatbot can talk naughty to a child on Discord, a minor. So hopefully it's pretty clear why Discord was like, can you guys do your job? And that's why they gave them a warning and an opportunity to fix the issues within a reasonable time frame. And just when I thought things couldn't get worse, I just kept reading through the email, because Discord said on further review, when they dealt with this ban talking about the AI training, they also observed that Shapes once again was failing to adequately moderate its platform against violating applications that we previously notified them about. So even if they didn't reach out to Shapes about this AI training, Discord is well within their right to just completely shut down Shapes. But I specifically asked Discord, Shapes says that you guys never reached out, and Discord replied to me. Discord says that it's important to note that in our policies, they do not require Discord to give notice before enforcement action. While we may take such actions with or without notice to you, including while we investigate, we value transparency and work hard to give you context for the decisions we make where appropriate. However, as mentioned above, we saw repeated violations by Shapes, despite good faith efforts on our part to give them a chance to come into compliance with the child safety. But you know how Shapes said that Discord never reached out, and that this is all a misunderstanding? Well, Discord told me that this action did not come out of nowhere, as Shapes has implied. This is important for reasons I'll explain really shortly, but Discord said that this infraction of AI training is, in this one instance, fully justified for all the bots to be banned. But it's also important to keep in mind the context that Shapes had recurring violations, the child safety stuff, which Discord even says are very serious issues. Discord didn't have to do this whole AI thing. They could have just banned them for child safety. And the reason why Discord was so lenient lenient is because Discord does this with every single massive bot. With Me6, if Me6 got banned, 21 million Discord servers won't have a moderation bot, which would be absolute chaos on Discord. There would be raids everywhere. People would be pissed off at Discord. And Discord even says in their own statement to me that in our enforcement actions, we balance the extent of the violations and risk to users to determine the most appropriate resolution. And unfortunately for Shapes, we have no way of remediating these violations. There's no way to undo the training of these AI models. So once Discord had a reasonable confirmation of these violations, it was a risk to Discord users, your messages being trained for AI, and Discord effectively stopped them from continuing to operate on their platform. And what I want to point out here, and Discord didn't explicitly say this, but I'm pretty sure this is a given, Discord didn't want to delete 100,000 plus bots off their platform that normal Discord users use to have fun on Discord. And for any of you guys that are thinking of reviving your AI girlfriend, just keep in mind that Discord says they haven't banned any Discord user accounts, but if you recreate a Shapes AI bot that is similar in form or function to the already removed or banned bots, that may result in additional enforcement. Please don't make another Shapes bot or Discord will have to ban you. So that's Discord's whole response, but the most important thing that they have told me that I have bolded myself is that this action did not come out of nowhere, as Shapes has implied. And the reason why the statement is so important is the fact that Shapes' whole argument is based off one thing. If Discord reached out and this was all a misunderstanding, then the Discord bots wouldn't be banned. And Discord just told us that Shapes was well aware of this ban happening. And if you're still skeptical of Discord and you don't want to trust their word, as I was investigating and talking to people, there were people that were afraid to talk to me because they didn't want any negative repercussions because of this. But one thing that I was made aware of is that for the past handful of weeks, the owners of Shapes were panicking for weeks before they got banned. Why would they ever be panicking? It's really obvious what's happening, right? Discord gave them a warning. Shapes thought Discord was completely bluffing. And then when Discord banned all the Shapes bots, Shapes then tried to get people to spam Discord support to guilt trip them or pressure Discord into undoing the ban and letting Shapes back on the platform. But since it didn't work out, they made this public statement, and in their own statement, they started sowing seeds of doubt into the ban so that people wouldn't be suspicious of Shapes. They'd be more angry and suspicious at Discord. It's straight up deflection what's going on here, and it's clear to see. In their own announcement, they say, "We are only left to assume that Discord decided Shapes should no longer exist on their platform for business reasons." Except again, it's really clear this is manipulation, because if you think about it for 2 seconds, Discord actually benefits from other businesses being built on Discord. Oh, we have this new AI company that makes money off Discord. That's how good our platform is, that people can build their own businesses off Discord. That's a benefit for Discord. And they're trying to tell you that Discord is doing so to harm millions of people. This doesn't make any sense. This manipulation tactic is clear because they do the same thing. They sow seeds of doubt. They say, Discord has not presented us with any evidence of this being true. Now, here's the difficult thing. There's going to be people that watch this that still believe Shapes is not lying. And that's because there's people that really love their AI chatbots and think Shapes is like Jesus or something. But there are also people that make money off of Shapes. I talked to some person who would defend Shapes like their life depended on it, and they were kind enough to tell me that they made $1,000 a month off their AI chatbot. So Shapes being banned off Discord, it made them lose $1,000 a month. That's a lot of money. So it makes sense that they would defend Shapes. So let's undo everything I just told you, and let's pretend that Discord did falsely ban Shapes. I asked Shapes a very simple question. Given the losses of a large portion of your user base and corresponding income, are you communicating with the lawyer at this time to get Discord to provide proof of their false ban, their termination? And to make things clear, the stakes are huge for Shapes. We lost 90% of their users. Their company basically got killed by Discord. So if this was a false ban, you guys are at least talking to a lawyer to at least sue Discord or at least get some sort of proof behind their ban, right? No. Guys, I don't know how to paint it any clearer than this. The only reason that you would not talk to a lawyer is because you have no case. You have no legal case because you are lying out of your ass. They lost 90% of their users, and they're telling me, we're moving on. So remember how they're asking content creators for help, that they want to continue functioning Shapes on Discord? This was all bullshit. They had no intention of coming back. But the thing that makes me the most annoyed and the most upset and the most angry about this whole thing is that they're using these emotional stories to get people angry at Discord so that these tweets go viral talking about them being shut down. This has 1.4 million views. They used a vulnerable person's grief as a way to advertise Shapes, and they bragged to me about how successful it was. At the same time, we are also investing more in our web app, where our usage has skyrocketed since the Discord ban, which is conveniently, again, on their website, where they can use your data to train AI. It's fucking disgusting what this company is doing. If you pay for Shapes, cancel your subscription. This manipulative and disgusting behavior will only continue until this company goes bankrupt, which will be a fucking miracle in my eyes. When Shapes goes under, I'm throwing a party and everyone's invited, because I will know that there's one less piece of shit AI company that is trying to manipulate people and use it for their own financial gain out in the wild. All right, that's all I got. Bye-bye. Love you.